So Vedanta, I heard you're about to publish a new book called Essence and Soul in Psychotherapy. This is a somewhat unusual title. Could you please comment on this?
Yes. First, I want to say that my main inspiration for writing such a book is, of course, my own inner journey for the last about 30 years. And when I was about 18, I had a very big opening. I had a psychic opening, so to say, and I became a medium. And slowly, I had to find out what was happening to me with this big opening. I had no idea, and I had to eventually ground myself. So it was a journey of descent for me. First I had a big opening, and then I started grounding myself. And on the way I had to find out what happened to me in my childhood, heal some of these childhood wounds that were so important for me, ground myself inside my body, be in my body, work on my conscience. I had to work on many pieces in my structure. So that was a journey of descent, of grounding myself back to this reality, from the big opening, taking this big opening into the here and now. And from that, I'm inspired to write this book. And of course, from so many other things I learned on the way. And I want to start first with the title that you say it is unusual. Yes, because we don't hear such things written in the world of psychotherapy. So psychotherapy is a word that comes from ancient Greek and means the servant of the soul or the assistant of the soul. And the funny thing is that in psychotherapy, in mainstream psychotherapy, nothing about the soul is talked about. The soul belongs to the invisible part of reality that cannot be proven scientifically. So this subject, all of the subject is left to the religions or to New Age esoteric knowledges. So it is not talked, not addressed at all in psychotherapy. And in the beginning I wrote this book for my fellow travelers or fellow colleagues in the Diamond Logos approach, which I'm a senior teacher of. And I tried to collect all the material about the essence and about the soul, how it shows up, how it appears in the therapeutic setting, comparing this material to very important psychotherapeutic approaches of our time. And I wanted to classify the material, compare it and integrate it for the teachers, for the therapists. And actually I'm describing in the book the relation between the psychological layer, the energetic layer and the essential layer in the human being, because we are very complex constellations. So I wanted to show that connection between the psychological layer all the way to the essential layer. And eventually, as I was writing that, I realized that this is not only for the teachers, for the essence teachers or therapists. This is very important material for everyone that is interested in such topics, such issues. So I started rewriting the book for the bigger public. And I want to give you just a simple example of what I'm trying to convey here. Let's say in our childhood we are these characters full of energy, full of joy, full of playfulness, what Freud called the genital characters. And we are in touch with the source of life, source of aliveness. It is impossible for our parents to follow us even for half an hour when we are 2-3 years old. It's impossible even for an athlete to follow a child 2-3 years old. We would get so tired. So in the situation, due to some rejection we received or some abandonment or maybe emotional neglect from our parents, we got psychologically very wounded. And I don't say that they did this intentionally, but it happens anyway. If you are a parent, you know very well how that works. Sometimes it's unavoidable, and it has happened to all of us. So the moment that the child gets psychologically wounded, in this moment, the child shrinks energetically, starts holding back its life energy in some way or another. And that has an immediate result into the connection to the essence. The connection gets cut off. Of course, if such a rejection or psychological wounding is repeating itself with time. And this happens in different ways, of course, like through relating to our parents or caregivers, or through merging with them, or sometimes maybe by opposing to them. We lose our connection to our essence. So in the book I'm describing that, and I try to make it as understandable, as clear as possible. And after that I compare this with what we find in several psychological approaches, and also what possibly might appear in the room of therapy, in the therapeutic setting in the room of therapy. And this is very, very important, because if the therapist or teacher that gives the work to the client or to the student has not gone through this journey himself, is not aware of the essence, when the essence appears in the therapeutic setting, he will stop. He will try to stop his client or his student, or by not recognizing the phenomenon of the appearance of the essence and not mirroring it back, the essence will not be addressed, and the journey or the further exploration will be stopped. That's how it happens usually. So this is very important for the teachers or the student to know about the essential journey.